everybody. Thank you for that warm welcome. There are no other kinds of welcomes this morning in this arena, only warm ones. Members of the Board of Education, platform guests, staff members, parents and friends, but especially members of the class of 2016. This should be the happiest day of your school year. I suspect that it is. And so it should be, because you have earned the distinction, a great distinction. You'll soon be called graduate. You've passed a milestone. You've taken an important step towards achieving even greater lifetime goals. For that, I extend my heartiest congratulations. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say this next line. I want to leave you with one last piece of advice. There's no escape. As you confront new challenges, as you climb steeper mountains and seek new frontiers, never forget the love and support you have received from family and friends. Touch base often and always return that love and support tenfold. Tenfold. It will continue to be the foundation for all that you endeavor to do from this day forward. You have my very best wishes for every future success. Good luck. Thank
you. Good morning. So when Dr. McCartney asked me if I would like to deliver the address on behalf of the district this morning, I agreed with happiness. Because I guess you could say I'm a bit of an aficionado of graduations. By my best estimate, and you heard Ms. Avatalo, I've been in education for a really long time. I think I'm around 100 graduations, commencements, convocations, or invocations that I've either attended or I've spoken at. And they range from university to pre-K, from the white coat ceremony in a medical graduation to, of late, a military graduation. I've never felt it an obligation to be at a graduation. I've always felt it to be an honor, to be asked and to be present. I love the pomp and circumstance, I love the music, and I love the messages. So I guess you could say that I've heard my share of graduation speeches over time. And I guess you could say that I've noticed that almost every speech contains a little bit of advice. And so mine will contain just a little bit of advice as well. Nothing original, because since I've been to over 100 ceremonies, I've collected so much in my mind that this is just a conglomeration of other people's thoughts. So 3 words of advice to the students. My word of advice is diversify. Because if there's one thing we know about the future that lay ahead for you, it's that you need to be able to do more than one thing. And so if you're headed to college, not only major, but double major, not only minor, but double minor. Because if the job of your dreams turns out not to be all you hoped and wished for, you'll have something else to turn to. If you're headed to the military, take every opportunity for training. And if you're headed into a career, learn every trick of the trade. And so to the students, my advice to you is go forward and diversify. To the teachers, my advice to you is to continue to edify. Fancy word for educate. Continue to teach your children well. I was interested in hearing Tyler's words this morning because they differ so much from my own story. So some of you know that high school was not the be-all to end-all for me. And I am hard-pressed to name more than one teacher that left a lasting influence on me. But I've spent a ton of time at the high school. I have been in your presence. And I've often thought, wonder what avenues would have been open to me. Wonder what pathways I might have traveled. been in your company, had I been in your care, had I been in your class. So to the teachers, I say with great admiration, continue to edify. And to the parents, how well I remember sitting where you are sitting today when my son Christopher crossed the stage for his high school graduation at Neptune High School. And I remember having this feeling of pride and joy and a little bit of relief and release. And that lasted for about 12 hours. And then I realized my job as a parent was far from over, and this time, not only did I have to parent, but I was going to do it from afar. And then I remember 4 years later, when Chris graduated from college, once again, that sense of elation and that sense of launching. And that lasted probably about 24 hours. And then I realized that the job of parenting had just become more complex. That not only would I parent from afar, but I would do so as a guide on the sidelines, and I would use words in just the right measure. Your job as a parent is truly never done, and so my advice to you is fortify. Students, diversify. Teachers, edify. Parents, fortify. Graduating class of 2016, you have my best wishes. I am so appreciative of the opportunity to speak to you today. You've added a very special graduation moment into my memory bank. Congratulations and be well.
as we transition into the future. Some of us sad to be leaving friends and teachers who we're used to seeing every day. Some of us relieved about never having to walk through that overcrowded annex bridge again. And some of us nervous about living on our own without freeloading off of our parents. Today marks an important transition into adulthood. When I was a kid, people always asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. Each time, I responded with something different. An astronaut, a doctor, a teacher, a scientist, a lawyer, even a math tester. Now, when people ask me that question, I say, when I grow up, I want to be a kid all over again. We spend our lives with concerns of the future occupying our minds. Experience the present to its fullest potential, so when you move into the future, you're satisfied with your past. Looking back on our experiences in high school, it is clear that each person in this room experienced a vastly different South Brunswick High School from everyone else. Nevertheless, who we are today does not determine who we will become tomorrow. Some of you are coming out of this school knowing you put in your best effort into all of your work. If this does not apply to you, that's okay. The best part about graduating is that you can start fresh once you move on. Regardless of where we're headed in the future, none of us made it where we are today entirely by ourselves. Please take a moment to answer the following questions in your head. Who are the 3 richest people in the world? Who were the last 4 Miss USA winners? Who invented the internet? Don't look this one up. You probably didn't get all of those. Now try these. Who are 3 teachers who taught you something you'll remember for the rest of your life? Who are 2 friends who have helped you out in difficult situations? Who called your house when there were snow days? Perhaps those were easier. Take a moment to think about everyone who has helped you become the person you are. Your parents, siblings, friends, teachers, relatives, and peers. While some may define important people as those who win the most awards, important people are those who make a difference in our lives. Although we have all had very different experiences in this school, I'm sure everybody here, regardless of where you're going next year, what your grades were, or what extracurricular activities you did, will be hearing the same 3 words for the next few days from everyone you know. These words are, congratulations and good luck. I congratulate everyone here for the diverse paths everyone has taken during high school. Even though we will all share similar diplomas, the memories associated with them will vary. As for the other words, good luck, what exactly is luck? I believe that people do not have good luck fall upon themselves. Rather, those who tirelessly strive for excellence eventually reap their rewards, which others may perceive as luck. Luck is simply an illusion of the moment when persistence is rewarded. It is only natural for us to share our lucky moments of victory and hide our lesser moments of losses or failures. When people perceive others as lucky, it is unlikely that they witness that person's adversities, struggles, and of course, times of bad luck. As you move forward in your lives, you will all face successes, but hidden underneath those successes could lie hard work, discouragement, and sacrifice. Just remember to recognize the people who have stood by you during your less glamorous moments and made a difference to you. On behalf of the class of 2016, I would like to thank all of the educators at South Brunswick High School for shaping us not only into accomplished students, but also into citizens of strong character. As we graduate today, I invite you to build upon the foundations of what we learned at South Brunswick High School and succeed at making a difference in the world around you. Thank you.
Sisters are friends and family. Well, there are other things that we won't miss as much. No more mandatory standardized tests, no more SATs, no more 8-hour school days, and no more getting chased by hall monitors for not wearing our IDs. Now, as we move on to the next stage of our lives, whether it be college, work, or the military, there are a few ideas that we all should keep in mind. Perseverance, success, and gratitude. I'm going to start with perseverance because it's a key step towards achieving any goal. As we move forward, we're going to be going into an entirely different environment. While the adjustment to this new environment might be easy for some, it will be much more difficult for others. Whether this difficulty comes about due to the more intense academic curriculum of college, a different social scene, or the demands of the workplace, what's most important to remember is to persevere. There's no worthy success without hard work and perseverance. Take, for example, Steph Curry. I know he lost on Sunday, but he's still a valid example. Steph Curry was not offered any scholarships to play basketball from major universities. Now that we look back on it, it seems pretty crazy. He was considered too skinny to play at a high level. However, he continued to persevere, and now he's a 2-time MVP and an NBA champion. More than the entertainers we see, though, perseverance can be seen through the people closer to us. Our parents, our teachers, and others around us are all examples of the products of perseverance. Which leads me to my next point, success. Success isn't something that can really be defined. Whether or not someone's successful is more a matter of perception than the fulfillment of a set definition. Some people perceive that people are successful if they receive some kind of reward or are publicly recognized. Take a moment to think of what all of you believe defines success. I believe that if people put in all of their efforts, regardless of whether they end up achieving their goals or not, they're successful, because a person who works extremely hard learns more from the experience of trying to achieve a goal, and thus that experience in itself makes them successful. The same view is not really reflected in a lot of what we see in today's society. The weightage put to numbers when evaluating students in the education system doesn't really pay enough attention to effort. For example, when applying to college, students are evaluated based on GPA, SAT scores, and any other rewards. However, when people only see the results in the numbers, they miss out on the substance, the effort behind them. So as we move forward, let's remember that our success is defined by our own perception. And let's try to reevaluate as a society what we believe success is. I'd now like to go into my last point, gratitude. No matter what scale of success we have later on in our lives, we always need to remember to give credit where it's due. No matter how large or small a contribution someone's had to making your life better and making you a better person, we need to take time to thank them and remember their contribution. In the case of people who have made our lives a little more difficult, depending on the situation, we still have to remember them. Not for making our lives difficult, but for providing us an opportunity to prove to ourselves that we can overcome any obstacles put in our path. So once we get outside, let's all remember to give thanks to everyone who's helped us, since through their help, we all successfully finished high school, and now we're on to new things. So congratulations and good luck.
Anusha Agarwala. Avishi Malavia. Anjali Agarwala. Ayush Malhotra.